And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guest. He's a writer of comedy, a shredder of gnar, and a keisterer of headsets. It's Greg Heller. And she's a comedian, fortune teller, and almost clown. It's Lizzy Cooperman. Chef Jeff is here to remind anyone who still wonders quién es más macho that in fact it is he who is más macho. I'm her husband Daniel saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rose.
Hello, my little Wetzel's Pretzels. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Rika in honor of Lizzie's time at Victoria's Secret, which perhaps we'll get into. And yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. You can get bonus episodes of The Friend Zone, my Patreon bonus podcast. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. You can submit carbohydrates. You can read about how I'm processing my grief on my grief journey. It is tons of fun. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. And if you go for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. Okay, I would like to say hello to my guest. Hello and welcome, Lizzy Cooperman.
It's my distinct honor to be here once again.
So
to be back.
Happy to be able to catch up with you.
Same.
Greg Heller, hello.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Greg. How's it going?
Good. It's been so long since you've been here in person, I think.
It has. I don't think I've been here since before the novel coronavirus.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite coronaviruses.
Oh, top 5.
Yes.
Top 5.
And one of my favorite novels.
Yes.
Yes.
Great novel.
It's truly the
So
great
good.
American novel. Well, is it the great American novel? It
It's
became.
one of them.
It's
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
Daniel, hello.
Hi.
How's it
Thanks for
going?
having me.
Chef Jeff, hi.
Hi, Allison. It's good to be here.
You know what? Let's just cut this part out. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Already the energy in the studio is cracking.
Right.
It's
Uh-huh.
buzzing. It's
Good.
going off. I feel it. Yes.
Yeah.
Greg, have you noticed the studio is a little different since you were here before the NCV?
No.
Okay. Well, there was a wall over there that we knocked out, so it's a little more spacious.
Okay.
But this is in flux. We are still in the process of getting it all set up so that when you walk in, you're like, look at this professional recording studio that's set up for video and more.
That's right.
Did you guys have any time during lockdown or whatever to work on it?
I mean,
Nope.
we had the time.
I was so busy.
Unlike other shows where they just make the change in the studio, we like to make a whole year's worth of content about maybe getting it into
More
shape.
than a year's worth. I've been
Yeah.
talking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like really doing it now.
Okay.
Really doing Yeah. No, my novel coronavirus was it was wall to wall commitments, engagements, obligations. I've never gotten so much done, you know. So
I understand.
social.
But
Yeah.
you guys have lived here like quite some time, right?
I
Like in terms
mean-
of renovating this space. You've lived you're on like year 5 of living here, right?
Are we? I think
Yes.
we are, yeah.
Yeah, but we only knocked out the wall
Last
a,
year.
a matter of months ago.
Right.
Now, what's your model for it? Do you
That's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem. I don't have a model. I don't know what I want it to look like, and I keep going back and forth. Like I'll see video footage of a studio that like has plants, like fake leaves covering a wall, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of like that. Or I'll see like Watch What Happens Live, and I'm like, no, I want it to look like that.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
One time I went to Sarah Schaefer's house.
Love her.
Friend of the show,
Yeah.
I imagine. Hilarious comedian. And she had one room that was just incredibly designed. And I said, how did you figure this out? And she goes, I saw a picture and I literally copied it.
Mhm.
She just did it to the T. And this very morning, on which I come to you,
Yeah.
I decided when I woke up this morning, I want my room, my bedroom in my apartment to look like a hotel room.
Ooh.
And so I Googled pictures of luxury hotel rooms and I found one and I'm going to go for it.
Do it.
Are you suggesting that I do my studio like a luxury hotel room too? I like this idea. There's a TikTok account I follow. Greg, are you on TikTok?
Quietly.
I am too, except I can't shut up about it. So there's an account I follow, and it's this woman. She's constantly posting about like, here's how I made my, house look like a luxury hotel. And then it totally, like, she's done it
Right.
Similar to what you're thinking I envision.
Right.
I imagine. Yeah.
And philosophically, why would you do that?
Because it's peaceful, serene, and feels like an escape.
I tend to find individual pieces and go, I'm in love with this, cherry wood table with golden fish all over it. And then be like, and that for some reason doesn't match with my
Japanese artifacts.
Yes, but
I actually feel like it would. Yeah,
feels like that.
It would.
Which interestingly,
is it opposite day?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There is a
Which means
style.
no.
Yeah.
There is a style called Japandi that I really enjoy.
Japan, is that Japan
What is that?
design?
It takes elements from Japanese design.
Got to get that Japan D.
And that's kind of big, as we can see here in the studio, big paper lanterns.
Yes. Those are
low
temporary,
beds.
but those are temporary Japandi.
Okay.
Japan D is so ephemeral.
Mm-hmm.
It depends what hotel we're talking about, though. Like, what hotel are you talking about?
I looked up I just chose the first picture that came up. I thought, I like this.
The Madonna Inn.
Radisson.
I want the best Western.
It's a Motel 6.
Yeah. Oh, love
but they
that.
accept pets, so that's good.
Right. So, yes. But I've always, been resistant to a white duvet cover, I think.
Mhm.
It's my favorite.
Classic.
Okay. But are you messy?
Oh,
We're not, but our dog is, and our
Okay.
children are.
Yeah. We
So,
have dirty
actually-
creatures on our duvet all the
So,
time.
okay, white duvet. I'm glad we're getting into this, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking for your aesthetic sense in a moment.
Please.
White duvet has always been my favorite. White duvet, as I say it as if it's a thing.
Yes.
In all caps. I don't know what I'm saying. I was going
An album
somewhere.
title.
Thank you. Yes. However, a handful of years ago, I realized that's not going to work with our dog and our kids. So we switched to navy and white, but like pretty busy. But then recently we switched back to white with blue polka dots because something happened to the navy and white one where I'm like, this is not working anymore.
You're asking me like I pay any attention to any of
Okay.
this.
Did you know that? Do you remember that are you aware that we've had various duvet covers?
I mean,
The solution to keeping your duvet cover clean is that you get a duvet cover.
Right, exactly. If
And
you
that just solves the problem.
if you asked me if I was aware that we've had different duvets, I would say yeah, but I didn't know there was a story behind it. It's just okay, now we have this duvet, whatever.
Right. There's also the duvet that is very hotel-like, that has the outline.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always.
Yeah.
Okay. When I see a picture of a white duvet with like a blue rectangle embroidered thing sort of on the inside of it, but it's still big, but it like leaves maybe 6 inches on each side. I'm like, ooh. It does something to me. It just hits different. That's a TikTok thing. But then I think the problem with that is
You don't have to tell me. It's on it right now.
The problem with that is you're gonna have to have it like positioned perfectly every day.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make my
No.
bed have this rectangle.
Right, avoid geometry.
Yes.
That's what I say. The only feature from the hotel that I want is that like coin operated bed vibration machine that goes on the
So I had a pandemic during
You guys just go past Daniel's joke. Pretend it
I'm
didn't
so
happen.
sorry.
No. That wasn't
It did
sarcastic.
not
I was
deserve-
being
it did-
serious.
honey, it did not deserve.
I think it just hit different with me.
I was going to say your Arizona is showing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm so sorry.
Where they
was
still have
really-
them.
Yes,
Yes,
I
they
would
do.
imagine.
Yes, go ahead.
I was in
Lizzy.
my own mind and I apologize.
Lizzy,
No,
don't.
but I was
But-
not being sarcastic. I was being sincere. Let's
Oh.
pretend Daniel didn't make his joke.
But during
Thank you.
the NCV, I purchased on, I think there was a Black Friday, and it was like, the only thing to do with that stimulus money is to get
Yeah.
a new duvet cover.
So you can get wait. How much was our stimulus?
Didn't get one. We forgot to apply.
Okay.
Never did. Yeah, didn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, didn't do it.
I bet you could
We had
still
a
get
baby
it.
and shit. We had some other stuff
There's a
going
lot
on. but
going
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Then you
Really?
extra need it.
Yeah. Extra need what? Yeah, I had a
The
baby.
stimulus. I can't remember how much it was.
Wow.
Lizzy is giving me that look that I've gotten so many times, which is like, you had a baby?
I hate
babies.
I'm just thinking about the passage of time.
Yeah.
It
So
does
bittersweet, the passage of time.
So you went to get a duvet.
On UrbanOutfitters.com, I got a crushed velvet, like rose color duvet.
Okay, sure.
With matching shams, I'll say.
What?
Nice.
But then, because I was in New Mexico for lockdown, I took over, when I came back to LA, I took over someone's lease and was cursed with tan carpet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you put
Wait,
some
and so
rugs
the
over
the crushed velvet couldn't go with tan carpet?
I just kind of felt like it's like a little Blanche Dubois. And now there's something about it that's like, welcome to my bed. Like it's kind of overspinning and missing the mark.
Yeah.
What floor would go with these crushed velvet accoutrements best?
I think possibly hardwood.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
feeling like, too.
I feel tan carpet needs something,
a white
a
duvet.
gentle offset to brighten and move the eye
That's what I was
upward
saying.
away from the.
I'm so
The
excited.
mud.
I'm so excited that you're speaking this way because I'm going to have to pick your brain later.
Okay.
Greg,
Yes.
your aesthetics, please.
What do you mean, just in general?
Yeah, like, Lizzie's enjoying a white duvet moment. What's in your house? You've moved. Not only have you had a child, but you've moved since the beginning of the NCP.
Yeah, no longer a Venice.
We are no longer Venetians. We abandoned Venice swiftly. Venice became an unpleasant place to live, so we moved to Mar Vista. I like organized chaos, if that makes sense to you as an aesthetic. Like, I like to have a lot of stuff that's organized.
Would you say bohemian style?
I don't really know how that's defined.
I
Right.
feel like because we both worked at E-Networks, which is how I know Greg.
Mhm.
And I remember your desk was a bit like that.
My desk was perhaps not so much on the organized side.
You had like a Rube Goldberg machine. You needed a pen and you would go like this and like a fish mouth would open.
Oh my
a pen
God.
would tumble out.
The binder
Lizzy is
clips?
referring to like the multitude of binder clip structures that were on my desk. At the time.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But I like having a lot of stuff around me, but a clean floor. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like, I like to have a lot of records and music stuff surrounding me and books. And I'm having this discussion with my wife quite a bit where she's like, why did you keep all of these books? And I'm kind of saying, like, looking at them like is how I remember my life. And I kind of feel like they talk to me in some way. Same with records, but I like the house to be clean. I know I'm not really discussing an aesthetic.
That's fine.
I think-
it works.
I think that's a good aesthetic. Like that, there was that movement towards simplicity, but it's hard to live or feel like that space is lived in. And like, you'll see people's homes where it's like every surface is clean and there's nothing there, but it's like, I can't imagine living there. Maybe
I would like to.
especially with kids, whereas like that kind of maximalist thing where you have books and things.
Well, Greg specifically likes to be surrounded by empty tuna fish cans.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
It
but
feels true.
But it could be true.
Yes.
But the kitchen is the most important room in the house to me.
Mhm.
And I like all of the stuff to be out. That's how Julia Child's kitchen was. If you ever look at pictures of it, all of her cookware was out. It was either on the stovetop or it was visible on shelves.
Available.
And I like that idea of like, I could grab this pan and this thing, and I like to see the stuff.
I took a like what's your organization style or something for people who have trouble organizing quiz. And whatever I
Did
was,
you just fail it? It was just fail.
Computer blew up.
yeah. I got an error code. No, it said that I'm whatever style where I need to see everything out. Like it recommended like pegboards for me or something because,
Yeah.
and I am this way. Like if I ever organize and straighten a drawer, then I just leave it. I never go back into that drawer.
Right.
I don't know why.
The other thing is, I feel like there's this kind of a very American goal to own as much as possible and then not be able to see it.
Okay, Marie Kondo.
That's
No, I think that's correct. Though.
Yeah.
I do think that's correct.
That people are like, oh, we'll have this hidden cabinet.
Interesting.
You would
yes.
never even know that we had cans of soup. One
Right.
would never
Right.
guess. Oh, and you kind of feel like you're blindfolded moving around the kitchen, like patting surfaces, hoping if you push in on something,
Yes. So
it will pop out.
yes.
There's
And
a lot of organizational things that I read or look at that I'm always like, this is unnecessary. I'm always looking at this website called Yamazaki. You know what that is?
No.
Yamazaki is like a It's J-pop, or what did you call it before?
Japandi.
Japandi. And it's all about like hyper, like austere organization. But I look at their site all the time and I'm like, it's not that hard to store the lids of your pans.
Right.
Like, I don't think that thing necessitates its own object. And so for some things I'm like, if the objective is to walk into a kitchen and go, this person doesn't cook, there's lots of stuff there. But I like to walk into a person's kitchen and I like to go like, this person is active in this kitchen. Does that make sense?
I have
Totally.
but I have seen little like reels and things you've posted of you cooking and your son in the kitchen and stuff. And I'm always surprised, don't take that the wrong way, actually at how open and clean it looks though.
It's clean.
So
I keep that shit clean.
Where is all your stuff that's out?
Well, if I showed you like a panorama, you would see there's like pots and pans and stuff all over the place.
But are they hung or are they like all organized?
Some are hung, some are on the
stacked?
stove. Yes, the shit is, what I'm telling you is, it's all, there's a lot of stuff, but it's all organized. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So the stuff is out, but when you want a pot or pan, you know where it is and you can get it and you can grab
That
it.
is correct. I could
And
cook
you can
blindfolded
play your
there.
music
I like
you
that.
can
with
play
that
your music
pot
in
or
there.
We
Yes.
I endorse that.
we have the first part. There's a lot of stuff, but we have no organization system,
Right.
and it's just a disaster.
I fantasize about just being given the green light to throw 2/3 of our shit away. I don't have that green
La,
light
la,
yet.
la, 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 la,
I
la.
would.
No, we can get rid of a lot of stuff.
Oh my god, I would just back a U-Haul up and just get rid of everything. Because it's like, what do we really need? You know, not much.
It's not that hard to get rid of a lot of shit in your house. One of the people just has to leave town.
That's when some stuff is happening in our life.
It's really, and like pretty rarely has Ayala come back and been like, where is
She's
that
like,
thing?
Well, I have employed that strategy. So we have a toy box and in the living room, and it just got full. I mean, and then, you know, with kids, it's like stuff comes in your life constantly and just shit everywhere. And one day I took a heavy duty garbage bag and I basically took everything in there that wasn't a big item and just filled it. And I put it in the garage just to see, like, because if they're there, if the kids are there, they want everything. You know, they want, oh, I haven't seen that. I need this. I need to play with
Alice is always like, I need that fucking wheel right there. And you're like, you don't even have the car that belongs to that wheel.
Or like, you know, that baby toy with the thing and the donuts that stack on it?
Yeah.
It's like 6 months ago they need that. It's like you're not a baby anymore.
16 years old.
You fucking need this. You know, so when they weren't there, I filled it, put it in the garage. There's never been a single thing from that collection where they were like wondering where it was. And so you can sort of quietly shuttle things out of their lives.
Well, with kids, one of the recommendations, I don't know if you do this, Greg, is, I don't know if you do this.
If it's recommended, I probably
for the
don't do it.
poodles that
Yes.
you're watching, Lizzy, or for Big Louie, Jeff.
Thank you.
You're like rotate the toys in and out so that, like, you know, they play with these toys for however many months until they get tired of them, and then it's like, oh, surprise, new toys.
Okay,
we have
mommy
not
talk.
mastered what.
Okay, mom talk.
We have not I know I should keep this on childish. We have not mastered that though, because that involves actually having like a system, which is what
we also
have.
don't have anywhere to put.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they have all these like Hot Wheels tracks and big sort of items that they don't really play with, and I would love to get rid of them. But at the very least, I'd love to store them, except we don't have anywhere to store them. So it just...
Oh, yeah, check out the garage.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
it's a
that
big
for
record.
myself. I have a toy box.
You do?
Yeah, because I used
That's
to make
smart.
these short avant-garde films on Instagram, and I had a magic 8-ball, a slinky. I have a talking bird. Not a real one. I'm like, it's in a box in my closet.
Check on
But
it.
I do have like a crate full of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, am I ever going to use this again? And I'm just keeping a
Just
slinky.
I find a
Right.
toy box to be, you can cram a lot of shit in it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to get the shit out. It actually reminds me, does anyone remember Lane Cedar Chess? Do you remember these?
Wow.
Do you remember the
I
ads
was
for these?
never the
No.
lucky recipient of one. But
No, me neither. But there were
Yes.
ads for them, like in 17 magazine when we were growing up, and it would be a girl. It would be like a room, like a very hazy room with a big window, and the sunlight's coming in, and she's sitting there, and she's got like her old toe shoes and a photo album, and then a Lane Cedar chest for your precious memories or moments.
Right. The beginning of hoarding.
Yes.
Lane Cedar chest.
I would say this about the slinky. think about the maximum number of times you may need that slinky in the future versus the amount of like effort it's taking to store it and space it's taking. Like you can always find another slinky if the moment comes where you're like, you know what, I have a need for a slinky.
Something creep down the stairs.
Right. It's just there's a lot of stuff like that we hold on to. Like there's gonna be that time when I'm gonna need it, and it's like often okay, but could you just get another one if that ever...
That being said, when there is something I need and I know I own it and I can't find it and I think maybe I've thrown it out, it makes me very sad.
Except, let me counterpoint to that. All I ever do, half my life at least, is looking for shit. Mm-hmm. It's like, where is X? And if you have less stuff, I think it's easier to find the stuff you need.
That's why we only have 2 kids.
Can I just say something very embarrassing?
Because you would lose the other ones if you had more than 2.
Wouldn't be able to find them.
Wow.
Yes, please.
Wow,
Sorry.
way to step on my moment.
Sorry.
Please embarrass yourself.
Can I confess something that I've never told anyone?
Of course.
Yes.
I've lost my wallet twice in 2 months.
What?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said.
No stigma.
I don't know. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know if
feel
it
like
was
you don't need to be that
stolen,
embarrassed.
if I lost it.
Oh, like lost it, and you never found
It's
it.
gone. It's gone.
Oh, wow.
So I'm on my 3rd. I'm about to get my 3rd driver's license of the year and my 3rd ATM card.
Oh, wow.
Are they suspicious at all? I feel like this should raise...
Yeah, there's been a lot of
like,
Lizzy Coopermans
Really?
crossing the border lately.
I mean, I'm not suggesting that there's anything
one was
going
I
on.
went on stage, and when I went home, my wallet wasn't in my bag, and I thought, oh, maybe I just like set my...
You think it was stolen?
I don't know.
Seems like it.
I really don't know. And the reason I can't blame anyone else is that the second time it happened, I go to a laundromat because I do not have a washer dryer in my
Wallets are never stolen at laundromats. Never. So it's a good place to go.
I put my stuff on top of the dryer. I left and I went to a coffee shop across the street and I was like, oh my God, my wallet's gone. So I went back to the laundromat. The woman was like, we have a video camera. It's so embarrassing. I was like, it was right on top of the dryer. I talked to the owner. I call the owner. I'm sitting in my car like, okay, maybe, at least then I'll know it was stolen this time. He sends me the video. I grab my wallet.
We found who stole it.
Yeah, we found the culprit.
The call is coming from inside the house.
And I truly believe at this point, I think it is ADHD.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just slap that diagnosis on myself, but when I was little, I lost my permission slip. Every field trip would be the teacher kind of tapping her foot, waiting for me as I went like this, like a blender with my hands through my desk. I was Pink Pan.
Yeah. So wait, do you think you lost it at the coffee shop then, or what?
Yeah. Where did it go between when you grabbed it and the coffee shop?
I have absolutely no clue.
And you've never been diagnosed with ADHD?
Well, the thing is, I just started going to therapy. I mean, I've had therapists in the past, and my primary doctor, like 6 months ago, who I'm very close to because he helped me through Lyme and all of that. He was like, I might recommend at this point that you get on Adderall. And I thought, that's kind of interesting that my primary doctor can see that I need Adderall just from our brief interactions.
He shakes your hand and is like, here, I'm going to write you.
Yeah, he's like, she's got the look in her eye. And so now I'm seeing a therapist who I'm hoping will refer me to a psychiatrist so I can get on medication because it does feel, I had that thought when I lost it. This has become unmanageable that my mind is in such another realm that I don't have my belongings.
Yeah. Yeah.
The irony of you saying all this is I'm realizing that I don't have my glasses while you're talking about this. And so that's why I'm like, I swear I had them before, though.
You want me to go get them?
Oh, could you?
Where
That'd
are
be
they?
great. I don't know.
Pull the tape from the
Okay,
laundromat.
okay.
I'm thinking that
Pull the
down somewhere on the floor. I thought I brought them outside so that I could.
Oh, they're in my pocket.
Oh.
Okay, so
Is this still
Is
the
the
show?
wallet
Is the
interesting?
show still happening?
Okay, my glasses
is there
are
a
in
red
Daniel's
woven? Here's what I
pocket.
think. Here's
Thank
what
you, honey.
this is
Yes.
my theory because I believe I've done this before. Because I left the laundromat, I had my detergent, I had my wallet, and I had my keys. I think I put my wallet on top of my car. In retrospect,
Oh, yeah.
I looked in so that I could put the detergent, and then someone took it from the top of my vehicle. Because or I drove off.
That's where my mind
I
went.
have done that with my car key before.
Mm.
I have put my
Okay.
car key on top of the car and driven off.
That's crazy
it's-
behavior.
It's no, you have like the kid in one. It's mortifying because
but you have
the
pockets.
car keeps fucking going.
Yeah.
The car keeps going.
Yeah.
And then you stop and you're like, I have no.
Oh,
fucking
and that's
key.
the
We've
worst.
done
Yeah.
this because
Yes.
for a while we only had one key, and so it would be in my purse, but Daniel would be driving, so we were able
So
to
I,
get
like,
the car
dropped you
going.
off or
Yes, he
something?
dropped me off, and then he
I couldn't start
you-
the car
and
again.
Yeah.
So if you get where you're going
Yeah,
and you shut the car off,
then
it
you're
just
fucked.
that's crazy.
There should
Yeah.
be a fucking. Sorry, I don't mean to. Excuse my
fine.
compulsive swearing.
Yeah,
There should be something in the car that says, "Hey, the key is not anywhere near here."
Right.
I
Or
think
it's
Ours
left. Yeah,
says
it's left
key.
here.
right. Ours will say key not detected, but only if you get into it without a key. It won't do it when the key suddenly is gone.
Yeah, like it should say like key just flew off roof of car or whatever.
Are there sensors you can buy to attach to items to track?
Oh
I should
yeah.
put a-
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put
Get a
tracker.
tile.
AirTag.
Yeah.
I should put a tracker on my wallet.
Yes. Do it.
Absolutely. I've done that on a number of things. I put that on one of those on our dog. I put one of those on our remote, like our Apple TV remote. I got a thing because they make them
Teeny
like
tiny.
teeny tiny. It
Yeah.
was constantly losing it. So I just said, fuck this. And you put the little AirTag on it. And when you can't find it, you have it beep. And it'll
He
beep.
put one in
I'm
our
doing
kids'
this.
pockets and my purse when we went to Disneyland.
Yeah. I put them in their pockets because I was like, if they wander off, I'm not going to do that thing where I freak out. I'm just going to look and find them.
That's brilliant, actually.
yeah.
I think I'm going to do that. And also, I was thinking wallet that connects to the keys,
Oh yeah. Then you can lose all of them together.
that connects to my leash.
Like just emo style.
Just put one on yourself so you can find yourself if you ever
Wait,
get lost.
what?
Thank you for letting me air that up because I've been holding
follow-up
shame
question.
around it because
I
it's
think-
it's embarrassing to me. I'm an adult. I
Mm.
have the veneer of control.
Mm.
I've managed to, create some kind of illusion that but I am getting from point A to point B, and
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm dealing with the consequences. I do my taxes.
Keep good. No, this
I'm a
sounds like this
law-
might be helping you.
I'm a
Yeah.
law-abiding citizen. I care. I just,
This is a rare crack. It's a rare crack in
In
the
the veneer.
yeah.
But it's scary.
But
it's scary.
It's there,
No.
and it has not gone away.
I have
ever.
a question.
Mhm.
This might have already been canvassed when I was freaking out about my glasses. What did your GP notice that made him say you should get on Adderall? Like, what was he picking up on?
I've known him for a long time. He just recommended it, and he said, I think you likely have ADHD.
Oh, okay.
Like
And I
adult
said-
onset ADHD?
I would guess that it's been there forever. Even me talking about, I want my bedroom to look like a hotel room. It's not going to. I'm telling you now, I'll start.
Well, it'll look like a hotel room where someone's been living there for a few
Right.
months
It looks like
with no
a
housekeeper.
trashed hotel room.
Yeah, trash it.
Okay.
I'm not sexually active. There's condoms all over the floor.
Yeah. Steven
This is
Tyler's
part
passed
of
out in the
it.
bathroom.
This is part of it.
Yeah.
Someone else's cigarette burn marks on the bathtub.
So,
But but that's also not being consistently employed. If I had a job that I was like, okay, I know this is, I know I'm where I'm gonna be at 10 a.m. every day. I think I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna like pay someone to help me achieve it. But
achieve the bedroom
Yeah.
of your dreams.
simple pleasures.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to hire someone to just come in and spruce our place up.
Really?
I feel like the first thing they would do is they would say, you need to get rid of all this stuff. And then I want them to come in and get rid of our stuff, but in
that
the
would be
way that I
amazing.
want. Greg,
Yes.
I need a Heller update. So you're in Mar Vista.
That's correct.
I've been there a couple times in my life, but like, how does it compare to Venice? Because I feel like the listeners all had a sense of your Venice.
What are
life.
the boundaries
You
of
went
Mar
to
Vista?
Rain-
I
Well,
always
that's
get a
not
little
what-
confused. Well, that's my
Okay.
question.
I feel like that's less
I always get a little
Uh,
confused. And
I think Mar Vista is like between east of Centinela, south of Palms, west of Sepulveda.
Right.
If that and,
Yes.
and
There-
north of Washington.
There's actually a lot of cute
north
little
of Culver.
houses and areas and stuff in there.
We live in like
post-war.
on like a crazy, like tranquil domestic suburban street in
Right.
Mar Vista
Yeah.
that feels like it could be anywhere except for Los Angeles, actually. Kids playing in the street and that kind
Oh,
of
nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's radically different than living in Venice, actually. It feels much calmer
Mm-hmm.
and much more family-ish and also much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Just the drive from Venice to the freeway takes like half an hour during the summer. And I can get anywhere in the city in like half an hour, like much quicker.
Right.
Do you miss your neighbors playing cornhole?
Those neighbors moved mercifully. They were nice people.
No, those are different than the Make It Worse Rob neighbors, right?
That's the other side. Yeah, Rob and Kristen. I have a funny story about those neighbors that's very ARAYNBF.
Sure,
Do you want to hear it?
sure. Yes.
Make it
course.
worse, Rob. Make it worse. Rob and Kristen, those fucking people. Ayala and I talked about them not that long ago, actually.
So is this story about the cornhole or the Make It Worse?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you their names, but they're very nice people. They played cornhole, but they were nice people. And during the pandemic, when we had like a brand new baby, is everything okay out there, Allison?
I think there's a gardener.
I
doing the
hate
show.
babies.
And gardeners.
We on the 4th of July, so Ellis would have been like 3 months old or something. They had a party during COVID, and they were lighting off like really loud fireworks right outside of our house. And I fucking like lost my shit. It was my first real dad moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I told them to please like cool it or whatever. And then they lit off a few more, and I ran outside and I went, "What the fuck are you doing? You know we have a fucking baby. Stop doing that right fucking." I like screamed at them.
Yeah.
I screamed at them. And then they went inside. And then our relationship with them was fractured.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I kept saying to Ayala, because I really liked them, I was like, I feel really badly about what happened. And she kept saying, yeah, you should feel really badly about what happened.
Oh.
Like you did not need to yell at them in that way.
But you had already asked them.
I lost my composure in an unacceptable way.
I understand.
She was like, so anyway, we lived next door to them for another year and a half. They ended up having a kid too. And then
Oh, you should light some fireworks.
Yeah.
And then when we moved, we were talking to them, and I said, "Hey, I never got the chance to formally apologize for what I did on the 4th of July 2 years ago." And the guy went, "Oh, thanks."
Oh, he did not accept your apology.
And then we moved, and I like was distraught about it. I kept saying to Elle, I was like, "He didn't accept my apology. Like he didn't absolve me of the guilt of what I did." And she was like, "Well, maybe he like doesn't want to." And I was like, "It's not fair. He should have absolved me of the guilt. He has a child now. He should have absolved me of the guilt of what I did. And he didn't do it. And I still think about it all the time."
Do you wish you hadn't apologized?
No, I wish he had just accepted my
Yeah.
apology. I wish he had just said, I understand. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We didn't spend like the next 2 years thinking about it every day. And every time we saw you, I wish he had just said that.
Do you have his phone number?
I do.
Should we call him right now?
No.
That's what I was thinking. What if we call him on the show and you're like, well, first you let him know it's you by saying F you. And then you're
Hey,
like,
you remember me?
Hey, just as a refresher, just fucking stop doing that. Oh, it's Greg. They moved to Florida, I believe, but I always wanted him to like really accept my apology and like,
Yeah.
oh, he didn't do it. And it hurts. It still hurts me a little bit. I don't like that hanging. Like you want those things to be closed.
You gave.
Yes.
You want that chapter to be
But
closed.
also, like now,
He
he's
has the
got the
power.
upper hand.
He
yeah,
has
he
the
has
power.
the power. He
Totally.
has the power.
You have no moves left.
He
That's
has
right.
the power.
Except unless you can somehow take your apology back, can you?
I can't, no. And I'm never going to see this person again as long as I'm alive. But he has that power of me forever.
Yeah. And he was going to relish in that.
what if he had absolved you too much? What if after that had happened, he sent you an edible arrangement before you had a chance to apologize?
Then you'd be stuck in a never-ending thank you card cycle.
Seriously.
Or if he's
Or if
like,
he's-
we're best friends now.
Or if he said, you know what, to be honest with you, it turned me on a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh. I think probably the thing I wanted him to say was just like,
Get
I
a little glimpse
understand
into your
now.
world.
Yeah, seriously. So anyway, that's my
But
story.
here's the
I'm
thing,
sorry.
though. Like,
Ugh.
That's a bummer.
especially when you have a newborn, you're not getting a lot of sleep. And that makes you crazy.
Yeah, I actually don't think you're that much.
I don't feel
For
like.
some reason, I feel like you aren't the asshole that much in this story.
Yeah, I feel like he should have understood. He had a baby at that point.
No, they did not have a baby yet.
Oh, okay. So
I can't. Let me just explain something to you. I like had a like a warp spasm. I was like in a fugue state.
Yeah,
whatever.
but I mean,
What's
but
a
that's what
warp spasm?
happens.
Isn't that a reference to Celtic mythology, to Cahulian? Sorry, you guys.
I did major in Celtic mythology.
Yeah, I feel
a
like
warp. It sounds like a orgasm that happens when you're like going at warp speed.
Yeah, no. I feel like I just accidentally created it.
I just know that I was fully capable of doing stuff like
Right.
that those months after having a baby. I didn't because I'm cool.
Yeah, I know. You have some restraint.
but I could have.
I feel that the addition of the F word heightens it.
Mhm.
It adds vitriol.
It does. I was aggressive. I was
Yeah.
aggressive.
Mhm.
Anyway, that's my story about them. Are there any more? Just me or everyone?
Can I ask you a question? Because you're talking about your home, and not to drag us back to the pots and pans, but while you were describing it, I was wondering, how do you feel about the overhanging pots and pans, that kind of contraption?
I do not feel great about them, and can I tell you why?
Please.
I have a weird anxiety about things that sway.
Mm.
When I was still a music journalist and I used to tour with bands, the swaying of RVs was very unsettling to me.
And yet you love boats.
I love boats, but one of the things I'm most afraid of, and this is so niche, you know those stoplights on the East Coast that are suspended on wires?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
live in like abject terror of those.
Like they're gonna
They-
fall on you or
I
something?
don't like the motion and the way that they sway.
Mhm.
I really dislike that. And
Huh.
when we were kids and we lived in Sherman Oaks, a tree in our backyard came loose and smashed into our house.
Oh.
And I think that might be like the root of it, but I have like a real anxiety about things that sway.
Is it
Is
an
it-
earthquake thing living in California?
Maybe.
Are you
perhaps.
afraid of them dropping, or just you find the swaying unsettling?
I find the swaying to be like a lack of control that I can't reconcile.
How do you feel about something that's my personal thing I hate? A water bottle rolling around in the back of your car while you're driving.
I dislike it.
I can't stand
I
it.
dislike
I
it.
have to pull over.
But I don't have like an existential
No, it's not
anxiety.
related.
about it. Yeah.
My car is so jam packed, there would be no room for it to roll.
Well, that's great. That's great. Then you are living
It's
your best life.
Snug in the garbage.
Problem
Yeah.
solves itself.
Right.
You know-
So if people want to hang their pots, I understand the idea of doing that.
Mhm.
This will sound really like shitty rich people stuff,
Mm.
which is not intended to do. But at a certain point, if you get certain pots and pans, you like want to look at them all the time.
Like Le Creuset.
For enameled cast iron, if that's
Oh.
your thing. But you want
N-
to like
nice try, Allison.
look at you want to like look at them and they give me a sense of like, oh, I'm going to cook something in that today.
Well,
Wow,
just tell us
I-
some names of these aspirational
Oh, yeah.
pots and
I'm
pans.
certainly not in Tan Carpet Company.
Green
No,
pan?
No.
No.
Green pan.
Um,
Check yourself a little
Wait,
bit.
what are the other? The always pan?
Never.
Okay,
Yeah.
what are the other hip pots and
Heck-
pans?
Was it Hexclad?
Hexclad,
Mm.
all clad.
All clad good for stainless steel.
Copper bottomed pots and pans.
Copper is kind of a waste of money, actually. If
Is
you have a
it?
tremendous, they're good for stock pots if you have a tremendous amount of money, but they're not necessary.
Jeff, would you like to guess any pots and pans?
I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to
Span
add to this
pan.
joke, but
What's a span pan?
Is there a span pan?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, there's something that's like
Let's
if
just
you can't
name
afford
the pots that
Le Creuset, Le Creuset.
Staub?
Yes, that's what I'm
Staub.
thinking of.
Just as expensive.
okay.
But they're very nice.
So, what are
Very
your
nice.
pots and pans of choice, Greg Heller?
Analon.
Calphalon.
I don't know. This is a weird thing to talk about. I don't know. I'm feeling
Or-
very Lizzie lost her wallet, self-conscious about
Really?
this.
Is this the crack in the Heller veneer that we're about to encounter?
Heston?
Never heard of it.
Look at you over
like
there,
as
Heston.
in NRA Charleston?
Yeah.
No relation. I think it's spelled different either. Catchy lyric, that one. Isn't that what Charlton Heston said?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Remember, his whole thing was about cop killer.
Oh.
And he gave that
Yeah.
speech. He was like, I'm about to bust some shots off. I'm about to dust some cops off. Catchy lyric or something like that.
Can you find that, Jeff? If it's
He's a
findable?
real piece of shit, that guy.
Yeah,
Mm.
but you like his pans.
No, he does. He has nothing to do with these pants. They're not Charlton
convinced.
Heston.
Not
pants.
convinced.
There's a lot of good cast iron being made. Mofter, Bourget, make
Oh,
nice
look at
pans,
you,
yeah.
Again, never heard
Mofter
of any
and
of
La
these.
Bourget.
Particularly for carbon steel.
And what?
Yeah.
And so you like silver
Color.
Silver.
color? Yeah.
No,
do
you really have to you build your kitchen around like 5 or 6 basic types of pans.
Oh, okay.
Stainless steel,
Mm-hmm.
carbon steel,
Mm.
cast iron, non-stick. actually surprisingly essential, and enameled cast iron.
What's your nonstick of choice?
Heston? I have a
Heston.
Heston nonstick.
Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
And knives, brand knives, knife brands,
Oh, yeah.
knife brands.
And then we're going to get into utensils.
Well,
we're going to really drill down.
I've lobbied back and forth between Japanese carbon steel knives and some of the newer American knife makers. But right now, New West, I think, are making the sort of the best, most cookable, most usable knives.
Sure.
And how do you feel about like Global and Wusthof? And then we can stop talking about this.
Wusthof are clunky. They're fine if you want like a really heavy knife, but they're clunky. They're too heavy. I don't think they're balanced. Global I've never used, but I find they look novelty to me. So they're the ones with the like dimples in the handle. Yeah, I never used one of those.
So, but what brand of Japanese carbon steel? Or is that a brand?
No, that's a type of knife. And they're like just a bunch of like Japanese knife makers. But carbon steel is a knife you really have to commit to using.
What does that mean?
Just making drops over here.
What about a Harry Carey knife?
Yeah,
Yes.
what's your favorite?
For what's the last knife you ever want to use?
Harry Carey. Is that how you say it?
Is it Hari?
Hari. I don't know. I don't want to say it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Harry Carey was the announcer for the
Oh,
Chicago
right.
Cubs.
I think it is Hari Kari.
Yeah.
You're right. I think in Harold and Maude, isn't there some reference?
Holy
Where
cow!
they say Harry.
There you go.
Maybe not. Probably Hari Kari.
Harry Carey.
I'm very snobby about cookware, but I use it all every single day. So I feel
That's
like
good.
I can be.
Harry Carey sounds like it would have been a garbage pail kid.
Yes. Yes.
Or Mary Carey's dad.
I think of hanging pots and pans as a very 90s type of kitchen. Like,
So I should take down my Halloween decorations. What if I just have pots and pans hanging outside my apartment? And I like them on the exterior.
yeah. So you have to go outside to get you.
Yes, get a little bit of exercise. I'm going nuts trying to remember. This is my own personal hell. I know no one cares. Trying to remember the names of the other similar to whatever pan I said where Greg was like, no, it's not the always pan. It's the green pan. There's like 4 of them that are similar to that.
Yeah.
What?
For the most part.
I think your phone on the table is making a little.
Is it? My
Yes.
phone is off. My phone is off. For the most
Something,
part.
but something.
If you, Jeff just gave me that. For the most part, good cookware is expensive.
Yeah.
You have to take care of it, and it lasts forever. That's like kind of the honest truth about it. Most of the things you see, if it's like, this is a cooking hack, and they're bullshit.
Right.
Like, that's why Le Creuset is so popular, because they're good, and they last forever. My Le Creuset stuff is, my kid's going to have it when he's older. That's just kind of like the brutal truth. If you're really into cooking, you have to spend a lot of money on like 5 things.
I feel
and
that
they'll last
way
forever.
about a lot of things, though. Like, a pair of boots.
Yeah.
You could buy a cheaper pair of boots, but it won't last. Or you could get a more expensive one and it'll last you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is the last thing you cooked?
Well, last night I made Korean stir-fried squid.
Wow.
Oh, yes, you posted the
I
squid.
went and bought
There
2
were-
pounds of squid.
okay.
Cleaned it yesterday. And,
Were there some eyes in the squid?
yes,
I feel like
squid
I saw
can
a couple
see. Yeah.
eyes.
Wait,
They have
did
Oh
you,
my God.
Squid have 2
did you
eyes.
cook the eyes?
No, you don't eat the eyes. You eat the tentacles and the body.
You just chopped it.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Do you pop the eyes out? Like, how do you get the eyes out of the squid?
You cut
No,
it
you
off.
just cut the head off and above the tentacles, and you remove the beak.
Ugh.
The beak.
Squid is like one of the most commonly eaten food in the world.
Not by me.
The creatures in the ocean can fuck off, all of them.
Yeah, if you ever like grab a live squid, and I do this all the time when I'm fishing, they can fuck you up
Really?
Why do you
How?
have them?
because you use them as bait, and you pull them out of a bait tank, and they'll wrap themselves around your hand and bite your hand. Squid can fuck you up.
Wait, are their teeth like sharp?
No, the beak.
The beak is like it's
Super
hard.
sharp, yeah.
Caraway is the name of the brand I was thinking.
Yeah.
The name of the pan, I mean.
We're on to something new. Huh?
Yeah.
I know, but I have been left behind. Okay, Greg. Our
Yes,
son
Allison.
Owen is obsessed with scallops, not to eat, just as they move
in the ocean, live scallops.
Did you know, and I'm sure you do, they have eyes.
I did know that, yeah.
Isn't that crazy, Lizzie? Jeff, did you know scallops have eyes?
No.
Yeah, they
Many.
have like 200 eyes
200?
around the perimeter or the rim of their shell. And it's like some researchers think they can even receive images on their little tiny, gross crustacean eyes.
Well, what the fuck else can they do with their eyes?
know,
Just
right?
like, I think just light and dark.
So they can see more than just tones.
Images? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like they can see
do
like
a
us.
full MRI.
They can see in your soul.
A magnetic resonance scallop. Or
Squid
whatever.
Imaging Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you
Scallop.
wheeling me into this giant shell?
Oh my
It's
God.
the latest technology.
Wow.
Yeah, as opposed to like a very rudimentary eye that
No,
would
I
just
understand. Yes.
see
He
like
got really
dark
into
or
watching videos of scallops. Like
Scallops are cool. They're
moving
crazy
around.
fast.
something. Mhm.
Yeah.
They're crazy fast. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
cool.
And they swim like a deflating balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
really go in weird directions. What else? Do you still go to the farmer's market? Have you seen Mantra
I
Guy?
live 1 block from the farmer's market.
Oh,
we
my
moved
God.
behind the farmer's market, actually. No, Mantra, I think, has been exiled from the farmer's market.
Okay.
I have a theory that he might have got Me Too'd at the farmer's market.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
you mentioned this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to squill.
No,
I
it's
think
fine.
The
I think he might have
scenario.
got Me Too'd at
Do
the
you
farmer's
still go
market.
to
and not scenario.
Scenario? I
Scenario.
like that.
Carry,
Fancy. Do you still go to Rainbow Acres?
I do go there, yes.
Do they give you the side eye when you walk in?
This is a place the only place that Greg's ever left a lengthy Yelp review.
Yeah.
Oh.
Negative.
2 very lengthy Yelp
Oh,
reviews.
2.
Not negative, suggestive.
Yeah,
Suggestive.
constructive
Constructive.
criticism.
Constructive. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah.
I do go there, and their policies have gotten worse.
Mm.
Coffee is now behind the counter, and you have to show a slip for purchase of coffee. They've gotten more paranoid. Perhaps as a
NCV.
result, yeah. of
Is
novel
that the
coronavirus.
changing nature of Venice is making them put the coffee behind the counter? Do you think?
I don't know. I guess maybe just in general, like when it's like the hack thing of going to Walgreens and every single thing is behind plastic, right?
Right.
You have to literally hit the button to get every single thing.
So
I thought that was
hacky of
just when I
Walmart.
went in.
I know.
So hacky. It is sort of like a hack thing to reference, but it
Yes.
is truly annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, go fuck yourself to them. or
Yes,
whatever.
Oh yeah, do it, Jeff.
No dice.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
But they still have those good breakfast burritos.
They do have really good breakfast burritos.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was on the search for one yesterday.
Mm.
You should head to Venice.
I know.
Yeah, it's not
Okay,
worth it.
yeah,
So they're
I'll go
not
all
drive all the way to Venice good. This city is redolent
Mhm.
with great breakfast burritos.
It's true. It's true.
Let's do. I don't know. Have you done Yes Please or Oh Puhleeze with us, Greg?
I have, yes.
Lizzie, have you done this
No.
segment? Okay.
Lizzie, how tall are you?
5'7".
Okay.
Mhm.
You are?
I think so. Yeah, maybe 5'6".
She doesn't have her driver's
Do you think
license, so
I'm
she's not
shorter?
sure.
No, I would think you're taller.
Really?
I think of you as tall. I think of you as like 5'10".
Really?
Do you-
I think
I gotta
of you
look at
as
your
like
shoes.
5'10" too.
People have said that to me before.
You have tall
Because
energy.
I have good posture.
Actually,
I
you know
think
what?
I-
Before
yeah.
Yes Please or Oh Please.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
I one time dated a girl who was 6 feet tall.
Mm.
And one time I asked her if it bothered her that I was short, and she said, "I don't act my height."
Oh.
How did
And
you
I
feel
think
about
that's
that?
true.
And I've thought about that. I don't know how I feel about it, but I've like at the time I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
you don't. I thought she was saying she doesn't. So she's
No,
like
no.
meeting
She
you at your
did.
level. Yeah.
She was saying I did not,
Yeah.
and I've thought about it before, and I think at the time I felt good about it. Actually.
Yeah.
But I don't have any hang up about being short. I never think about being short.
It is sort of a backhanded, like, wait,
really
is that
is.
an
Yeah.
insult?
Yes.
Right. Like actually,
Right.
I have a problem. Well, but it's similar to someone saying like, "Oh my God," when you say how old you are, and they're like, "Oh my God, you look so much younger," which I still do take as a compliment, but it's still acknowledging that your chronological age
It's
is
like-
obscenely old.
But what would do you
Super
want the
short
person to say? No,
Jew
you
or
must.
Mexican.
But
No, you want them to.
you
think
want them to assume
Yes.
you're lying.
No, you. I
You don't want the person to be like, it's impossible, physically impossible that you're that age. I don't believe you. Is that the response you want?
Yeah.
Oh,
that would feel good.
Well, when you're 24, it's like you want people. It's like, yeah, I'm 24. It's cool.
Right.
Like you can recognize that I'm this age. But when you're, in your 40s, 50s, then it's like
you want them to think like, "What?
Right.
I thought 33 at the most."
right.
Yeah.
'cause it's
I can
not-
tell you, like,
Well-
pretty honestly, like, I don't care.
right.
I don't care, and that maybe that's
How
because
nice
I'm
for
a
you.
dude.
I think
or
it
whatever.
is.
It
Yeah,
might be
'cause
because I'm a dude.
I don't
But
care
also-
either.
My
But
gender might factor into this.
You're not aging much.
I am aging quite a bit.
I don't
actually.
notice
You
it.
actually look younger than the
Yeah.
last time I saw you.
Is it the hat?
And you don't have to reveal your secrets on air,
Mhm.
but I believe there probably are a few. No, I'm kidding.
3 beers and a joint every day. That's it.
honestly, your skin is remarkably good for someone who spends as much time outside as you do.
It's the
Oh
bucket
my
hat.
God, it's
Could be.
he got the fishing line thread lift.
Yes.
Um,
Do you have thread lifts? Do
I
you
don't know what that is.
Oh,
Thread
Is that the
lift?
thing where they stitch your eyebrows on?
No.
There's a thing where
oh
they,
no,
like,
that's threading
Oh,
or like
right.
microblading. No, thread
Thread
lifts.
lifts
They
is
like
voodoo.
stick thread in your face and like pull it up. And it's supposed to be like a facelift, but apparently it doesn't last very long, and it's like horrifying. To
And
think
is it
about.
like they put little screws on here so every now and then you can just tighten
Like
it
in
down?
Brazil.
They put a button. Yes. Well, they do
Just
it here
tighten it a
too.
little more.
No. I meant like in the film Brazil.
Oh.
That's what. Yes. But isn't that what Catherine
Hellman,
thank you, has in Brazil? She has some sort of a facelift that has like tightening knobs.
Oh,
on
I
it.
does
didn't
she?
know that. But
Wow.
Catherine Hellman from Who's the Boss?
Yeah, she's
Wow,
great. at it.
Mona.
I came here to reference obscure 80s films and
We
Celtic
like that.
mythology. Yeah.
Are you watching Golden Bachelor?
No.
Anyone?
Do I
Okay.
need to?
I watched 2 episodes, and there is a lot of weeping.
Oh, wow.
I think there might be weeping on the regular Bachelor
Yeah,
as well.
there is.
But this is a different kind of.
Is it just because they've experienced so much loss by this point? Like, you know,
Yes,
it's
there's a
like-
scene where they put on a clothing rack and they're like, and you ladies go pick out whatever outfit.
and everybody's lost someone close to them.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They're like, pick out an
Jesus.
outfit that most, can show Gary, like your true self.
Is
or
his
whatever.
name Gary?
Yes, and it's spelled Gerry.
Get
So-
out of here with that
Pa-
shit.
Allison,
Jerry.
Paula Thompson had the
Tompkins.
best. Tompkins
Oh.
had the best tweet about this.
It
right?
was like something like Golden Bachelor is the only show where there would be like
would be a need for
a need for like a Gene and a Gene N.
Oh, wait, that's so funny. I know my friend Marianne was joking. Marianne Sierk, she was like, Ethel K, will you accept this rose? Ethel M.
Yes.
Like, and just one by one. But what is crazy is, so they all pick out these different outfits that are supposed to, represent a part of themselves. And one woman puts on a wedding dress and then just starts
Oh, God.
sobbing.
No.
No.
And she's like, it's not even a bad cry. I'm just thinking about the last time I was in a wedding dress.
Oh, geez.
It's like a different game they're
fun.
playing.
It sounds fun. This sounds fun.
And it's
Yum.
interesting also to watch real faces on television. Like people who aren't, a lot of these women, most of them are probably not getting injectables and stuff like that. So you're seeing like necks,
Mhm.
Mhm.
Human necks.
Yes,
What?
you're seeing there's a little, it feels very human. I will say at the end, because they all have to stand there, and I can only imagine how long they stand on those like risers for the rose ceremony.
Yeah, it must be a long time.
Oh my God. Like I've thought of that before. Like I would be like, I need to sit down for a minute.
Yeah.
This woman, I think
Yeah.
That's what a niche fear that is. If I ever made it on The Bachelor and I got on the riser, I would have to stand there for so long.
that's like, I've been like, I can't believe they have to stand
Yeah.
there like this. Because I was on a competition show where I had to stand on risers.
Oh wait, you
I've been
did
on
Last
two.
Comic Standing, right?
Yes, and I also had this used to actually be the closer in my act. I talked about how my agent made me audition for Are You Hot?
That was a show.
So millions of
God.
years ago,
Oh my God.
and it was so it was. I was living in Minnesota. I had to like go to the mall and audition and like get an outfit.
And what was the premise of that show?
They tell you
only
if
it
you're-
was-
They literally tell you if you're hot.
Did
And
they
in my
tell
mind,
you?
I was like, "Wait, I'm an artist." Like, so
Did you? So please tell us.
Oh yeah.
About the
Well, I'll
audition.
tell you, but it's also like it's in the joke. So I'm sorry to be repeating a joke,
No.
but I'll have to kind of. It's a physical joke, so I'll have to kind of explain it to you. But my agent was like, "So you have to go on stage and say what your sexiest quality is," and I was like, "Really? What should I say?" I felt like I didn't even fit in there at all. And she goes, "Not one person yet has said their butt." And I go, "That one person is not going to be me." And she goes, "You don't have to say anything." She goes, when they ask you what's your sexiest quality, just go like this. And that thing where you lick your finger, put it on your butt, make a sizzle noise. So like,
That is a hot move, I gotta say.
so I go out on stage.
Are you sure this person was an agent?
Oh, well, she did work. She did work part-time at a dog food store.
Yeah.
So I go out on stage. Well, this
Oh,
is the
my
worst
Lord.
part.
Oh.
I go out on stage and they go, "Lizzy, what is your sexiest quality?" And I was nervous and I accidentally touched my butt, then licked my finger, then made a sizzle noise in the air. And as I go, and they were like, "What?" Like it just didn't translate at all. And I go,
Like-
"My butt."
I lick my butt. That's hot, right?
I fully looked like
Taste of
I
my butt.
Wait, you
licked
just
my
said my-
butt and tasted it.
That is
so
such
funny.
a good story. Oh my
Oh
God,
my God.
wow.
that is your closer.
It was years ago. I haven't done it in a long time, but
man.
I should bring it back.
That will,
Yeah.
Very funny.
that will slaughter.
That's so
I'm
good.
just like, Yeah.
Wait, did you get on?
No.
Or was that the
No.
show? That was an
the
audition?
show. That was. I don't even know if they were filming it. I don't remember. I just remember racing to the mall, signing papers, and doing this thing. So I never saw the show. I feel that if I were on that show, I would hear about it, because I also during that time got duped into doing a commercial that I did for a video store that I didn't know was a pornographic video store. And
When did you
when it
discover
came out, this is so crazy. Sorry to
No, please.
okay,
No,
is this
please.
okay? Okay. This was when I lived in Minneapolis. I was like at an open mic, and this guy was like he goes, "How would you like to be in a commercial?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's like almost what I went to school for, because I went to school for acting or whatever." So he goes, "Go to this video store tomorrow." But he also goes, "Can you do your makeup a little bit better than it is right now?" And I was like, yes. And he goes, "And wear something like," he's like, "Do you have like a tube top?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a red tube top." So I go,
Do you have clothes? Can you leave them all at home and show up naked?
So I show up in a red tube top, and I'm supposed to say, "Minnesota's #1 source for movies is Video Lease." Then I'm standing in this little cubby, and I'm like, "We have the biggest selection in the Twin Cities metro area." And he goes, "And wink when you say that." I can't really wink, and I also had to like pull out a movie, and I chose adaptation. I remember I was like, "We have the biggest selection." Then the final shot was me sitting on the counter of the video store, and I was like, "Whatever you're looking for." And I remember him directing me, going, "Can be found at Video Lease."
So you're supposed to yell it?
It was just like a dynamic way of saying it. Can be found at Video Lease.
Mm-hmm.
So then time went by. He paid me probably $200 flat rate. I was performing.
Were you expecting residuals?
Kind of. Because I think it was also like my first on-camera thing I ever booked.
Right.
So I'm on stage at a comedy club, and I get off stage, and someone's like, "Oh my God, that girl is..." And it was me on the TV in the bar. And it was like, Minnesota's #1 source for movies is Video Lease. Then suddenly it starts flashing XXX. Then I'm standing in the cubby, and I'm like, comedy, drama, and much, much more. And it starts scrolling. It's like butt plugs, girl on girl. And then it was like the beginning of Star Wars. I like
in a butthole far, far away.
That's so funny. I've talked about this at storytelling shows too, but I'm like, it was crazy. And then the final image, I'm sitting on the desk, and it's like 4-hour-long DVDs, $24.95.
Oh.
And I was so embarrassed. And I called my mom, and I was like, "Mom, because I was like, oh my God, people have seen this."
Yeah.
I was like, "Mom, I'm in a commercial." And she goes, "I know."
Oh.
And I go, "Why didn't you say anything?" And she goes, "Because I was ashamed."
Oh.
And it was
gosh.
awful. It was on all the time.
Oh, God.
Like after like late night shows. Like
Did
during
you
late
ever
night
contact
programming.
this guy and say,
Yeah.
why did you do that?
No.
Do you have his
Because-
number? Should we call him now?
He wouldn't be hard to track down. He's kind of like around. Like he's kind of
In
a
Minnesota?
public figure. Yeah.
Is it Joe Francis?
I honestly feel like this guy would try to
Got it.
sue me. I really do.
Would
Is
we
it
know
Kirk
who
Cousins?
it is?
I
Is it Seymour
don't
Butts.
I don't think you know who he is. However, I found out he was kind of featured in a possibly a little bit of a mocking way on a popular TV show. So we can.
Oh, is it the guy from? You're probably not going to say though. Is it from Pam and Tommy?
No.
Okay.
Why did you ask about Joe Francis?
I was just thinking of like skeevy public
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. No, not that. Not that
Okay.
one. No,
All right.
not at all.
We'll have to ask you after the show.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what well, we can do yes, please. Or we're going to have to just do this stuff fast. When you were last on, not when you were last on, but many times ago, you told us what our candy energy was.
Oh, yeah.
What candy bar you think each of us likes.
Yes.
And from me, you're picking up on big Snickers energy.
Yes.
Which I actually don't like Snickers, but maybe eventually I will realize I do because I think that you're spot on. Could you please, given that Halloween is this month,
Yes.
assess Greg and Jeff's candy energy?
Oh, my God. Okay.
Mm.
I'm getting two things for Greg right now.
Mm.
I'm getting Andy's mint. And I'm also getting a Skittle.
That's That's how I remember which one has nuts and which one doesn't. Well, not Andy's mints, but peppermint patty is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Which is very close. You know what's so funny? This morning, my son said to me, "What candies do you want for Halloween?" And I said, "Peppermint patty and Nerds," which are remarkably similar to Andy's.
Yeah, you were right in the
Skittles.
ballpark.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were like real close.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is he going to go get these candies for you when he's in the neighborhood?
He was telling me which ones I had to buy to give out so
Oh.
that he could have them.
Can I make a Nerds complaint?
Wow.
Because I hadn't
Sure.
bought Nerds since I was probably 15.
Well done.
Thank you.
We got Nerds, and this is a big box. Maybe the small boxes are still this way. And it was just like they were all the flavors were all mixed
Commingled.
together.
Yeah, it didn't have the two sides.
Yeah,
thing.
they didn't have the two sides.
Yeah, it's
That's
horseshit.
fucked.
Yeah,
The whole fun of Nerds
was
is
the
the
two
Yeah.
sides. Yeah, I agree.
I didn't realize they've done
valid,
this.
It's a
and the
valid
little
complaint.
slidey thing to open it.
It's a valid
Right.
complaint.
Right? So maybe they still have those, but
One to keep your driver's license in, and one for ATM cards.
yes, exactly. All right. Wait, do Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you getting for Jeff?
Okay, now I'm a little worried about what I'm about to say for Jeff because I think that I said it for Daniel.
It's okay.
Well, I can't remember. What
People
I'm
can have the
worried.
same candy.
So my mind started with Butterfinger, honestly, and then it went to Reese's.
I love Reese's more than anything.
Okay,
There you
okay.
go.
But
so
I-
maybe I was getting Butterfinger here.
I like
but then
Butterfinger
got-
a lot, but Reese's peanut butter cup, that is 100% my favorite candy.
That
by a mile.
number one.
Wow.
Jeff,
Number one.
Okay.
Jeff-
Yeah,
okay.
I was thinking
literally-
peanut butter and
because
chocolate.
I'm still getting Butterfinger here,
I literally
Okay.
hit
and I
one
think
last
it was
night.
I don't like-
affecting me.
I have to say I prefer Reese's, but I love your commitment to the Butterfinger. Jeff,
Yes.
what kind of Reese's? Like, what's the best of all the varieties they have now?
Oh, the regular ones.
The original, right?
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. And there are really tiny ones now. I don't like those.
The proportions are off.
Like the
proportion-
unwrapped ones.
No, they're like little baby size ones
Okay.
now. It's just way too much chocolate. The small cup ones, those are fine. The regular normal size ones are fine. And I think they're like giant ones too.
There's like the
Mhm.
double thick one.
and there's
I
like
don't
an egg one for Easter and things like that.
Yeah.
But I like just the
This is
the-
straight
the
There's
on
a
the
cupcake
Huevos.
Yeah.
Reese Churros.
I typically
Yes.
like
Cinco
white
de Mayo.
chocolate. I know
That
I'm in
is
the
not-
minority here, but the white chocolate peanut butter not
No.
good.
No.
You know, that's like the best troll. We've talked about that, right? I have like a list of my favorite trolls.
I don't know about this.
And when you meet chocolate snob people, you have to tell them white chocolate is your
Oh.
favorite chocolate because they will always say, well, it's not really chocolate.
what are your
It's
other
not really
trolls?
chocolate.
Wait, aren't you one of those though? You like your percent cacao?
No, I'm not self-righteous about stuff in that
Okay.
way. But if you ever meet chocolate people and they're talking about like huge chocolate and all this shit they get at Erewhon, always say, "Oh my god, I love white chocolate."
Yeah.
And then wait. And they will always go, "Well, white chocolate isn't really chocolate. Did you know that? It doesn't have enough cacao or whatever." My other favorite one is to go on every website of people who collect like snakes and spiders. And to say, "Oh my God, it's so poisonous! It looks so poisonous! Oh my God, it looks so," just over and over and over again, because every one of them will go, "It's not poisonous, it's venomous. It's not poisonous," and it's like if you say it, they like have to respond.
I love that.
So sometimes when I'm really bored or whatever, I'll go on Instagram and I'll find all the spider people, and I'll just be like, "Oh, that spider looks so poisonous," and just like start counting backwards from 10, and it'll just be like, "It's not poisonous, it's venomous. It's not poisonous, it's venomous. Not poisonous." It's just over. It's so fun. It's the best. They're so triggered by the difference between poisonous and venomous.
I think I think the argument could be made that that's not even cruel for you to do that, because I think these people are dying to have that
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
And you're just like
Yeah.
letting them have
It
it.
What
could
are
be
they-
a service. It could
Yeah,
be a
it's like
service.
yeah,
you're just lobbing one out there for them.
It could be a
Give 'em an
service.
easy one.
They're like, why do I have this knowledge if it's not to deploy against someone
Yeah,
who's,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Instagram.
wrong?
Anyway, I would encourage anyone listening to flood their favorite spider or snake person
There you
with
go.
"This looks so poisonous."
I need to tell you guys about BetterHelp, and then we're going to do a quick yes please or oh please, and then we got just me or everyone. We have so much to get to. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever feel like your brain is getting in its own way? I've certainly felt that way before. It should be noted that Greg just nodded at Lizzie, like you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't do it. Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so you can work for yourself instead of against yourself. I am a huge proponent of therapy. It has helped me immensely. I encourage it for anyone who's open to it. And even people who aren't open to it. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/bestfriend today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, betterhelp.com/bestfriend. Okay. I want to also mention I have merch available. I have a merch store that is up and running and live. It's got t-shirts, mugs, stickers, hoodies, tanks, water bottles, pint glasses, and other stuff. And people have been sending me pictures of them wearing this stuff, and it makes me so happy. So go check it out. Greg, we have a 4 avocados mug.
Yeah. How much money am I making off that shit?
You've yet to see a cent.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
No
But
dice.
Stand by the statement, by the way.
yeah.
Many years later. So
But
stand by.
people are loving it. So if you go to my website, AllisonRosen.com, you will see easily things to click on to
We're
take
gonna have
you
T-shirts
to the merch
with
store.
Greg's face on it.
That's
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Could I
needed.
have a little bit of your DNA?
Yeah.
You don't need to know why.
Well, sure, that's fine.
Great.
You're like, well,
Someone collect that water bottle.
Yeah.
That'd
I
be
dropped
fun.
a few toenails here anyway. You just pick them up when I leave.
Perfect. Okay. So yes, please, or oh, please is where we discuss
right,
controversial
here we go.
topics.
Okay.
Hot takes, no diplomacy. People have been canceled for this segment. It's the hot topics of the day.
All right. We get it. What are they?
Is it yes, please? Give me some of that. Oh, please. That's much crap.
Solicited these on patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
Patreon.
Yes, please, or oh, please, patchouli. And this was sent in by Bottle Green Jaguar.
That's a good one.
Would anyone like to go first?
Oh, God, please let me go first.
Okay.
No, please.
Oh, please.
Whatever. I am not sensitive to smells, but the smell of patchouli makes me want to die from the inside out. It just reminds me of like pea-soaked subway stations in Philadelphia. Just I'm sorry if that's your thing. Like
Pea-soaked subway stations are my thing.
yeah, like
Niche fetish.
yeah.
Is patchouli is patchouli oil still a thing, or is that just the catch-all for like how a certain sect of people smell?
Oh, that's a good
Patchouli,
question.
I don't think patchouli it feels very like 90s.
You don't smell it as much anymore.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've
Smelt
been
it.
by it.
Yeah.
Similar
Yeah.
to Nag Champa.
I feel like there are a lot of other smells that people are soaking themselves in. Like there are a lot
Yes.
more options now, so people are trying those.
You
But
know what I think has replaced it? The smell of Myers lemon.
oh yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes I smell someone and I'm like, oh, I know that you use that Myers lemon soap or whatever.
Talk about Miss Myers.
Miss Myers, yeah.
Lemon verbena.
Yes, I can smell that on people the way I used to smell.
that's interesting.
patchouli.
With the patchouli oil, would people just literally like put the oil on them,
I
or
think
would they
so.
have product that smelled like it and they would use the product?
Is it an essential oil?
Well, that's a
Yeah.
question I
I
have.
like essential oil.
Is it an essential oil or is it a mix? I don't know.
Well, you can get it as an
patchouli.
oil. Yeah.
I like unessential
Yeah,
oils.
inessential. Yeah, exactly.
The ones you just don't need. Nobody
Right.
needs.
What is an essential oil?
Right.
I don't really know.
Olive oil is the only one I really think
No,
is essential.
I don't. I
No.
think no. It's like I think it's the essence of something.
Some
I could be wrong.
Some oils can be used medicinally
Mhm.
also. Like oregano oil, for example, will burn you if you don't dilute it, but it can kill bacteria.
It's very hot right now.
oregano oil.
Mhm. People are recommending oregano oil.
Yes, I've dipped into that
You
world.
have.
Yeah,
And
I don't know if it did anything.
is it disgusting?
This was my lime world, which went on for years. Yeah, it was bad, but I diluted it,
Mhm.
and it was still felt like it burned a little bit.
Jackie Johnson, with whom you were on the show just last time.
Burned by oregano oil?
So, what do you guys?
She expired because of oregano oil. No, her kid is sick, but she's not, and she credits her not getting it to the oregano oil and
Really?
bee pollen or something.
What?
I don't know.
That's
I'm
nuts.
just telling you what she told me.
What do you guys think of patchouli oil?
Oh yeah.
I just don't feel like I encounter it enough to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have to have an opinion.
Oh.
That's the whole point of this.
I don't know. I don't. Not the fuck yourself one.
Okay,
Yes.
that's an
I
oh,
wouldn't want my somebody that I'm around to have it on.
All right,
Mhm.
Lizzie.
I'm an oh please. I feel like when I smell it, I know what's going to follow. Someone
Like a
coming
drum
toward
circle?
me with like a satchel or
Oh,
something.
you know what? This is actually an excellent point, though. It does tell you something, and it forewarns you in a certain way.
Yeah.
That if a person like smells really heavily of it, you know, like I probably should keep this conversation really short, or whatever this person is trying to sell. If they want to talk about music,
Right.
I should flee or whatever.
It's a commitment to a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's interesting too because I do tarot. I feel like I don't like the tarot aesthetic.
Oh yeah, you should be all about patchouli and
Yes,
incense
yes.
and like beads and wind
Right.
chimes.
And sometimes I just go tarot and all of that. That's one thing that's been assigned this aesthetic of like someone who would wear like a flowy skirt with like tiny mirrors attached to it, a belt with a
No, but this
change
is like-
purse attached.
Can I just
Yes.
tell you, I like really understand what you're talking about because there is something really problematic when you love something, but you don't feel akin to its subculture.
Yes.
I love death metal. I spend like hours and hours and hours listening to death metal. But if I hang out with death metal people, they just assume I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I don't like embrace the subculture.
right.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Thank you.
That is how I felt when I liked the Dave Matthews Band. The David Matthews Band. I swear I said Dave Matthews, but somehow David came out. It sounds like David. I went to one show and I'm like, I can never be around these people again.
Yeah, it's
And
tough.
now I'm not really a Dave Matthews fan.
I think I might have told you the story at some point, but time is the great thief. It really robs your memory. But one
Poetic.
time Rancid was playing like a really small club show in LA. Did I tell you this?
No, but I can feel
many
it.
years ago, and I couldn't get tickets, and I found a guy on Craigslist, and I went and bought a ticket from him, and he worked at like a print shop downtown. And I got down there, and I walked in, and he looked at me, and he goes, "Who is the ticket for?" And I go, "It's for me." And he goes, "You like Rancid?" And at that time, I just realized
Like he was overacting when he said it.
he literally was like, he almost didn't want to sell me the ticket. And you want to be like, fuck you, dude. Let's go song for song right now. Like, I know 100 times more about this band than you do, but this culture is more important to you than this music. And it was like a real moment where I was like, I love Rancid, but this culture is like repugnant to
It's
me.
weird to me that you look like someone who wouldn't like Rancid. What is he expecting? Like very punk looking?
Like a street punk.
Yeah, like cartoon punk.
Yeah, cartoon punk. And also like the idea that like, like maybe I didn't look homeless or whatever. Or
Right.
like, Rancid has like a certain thing they're supposed to champion, and I didn't embrace that to this person. You find it's interesting. Like at a certain point, I often think if you're over 25, maybe 30 is the cutoff, and you only like one type of music, I genuinely believe you like aesthetic more than music.
Right.
I really feel that way. Like this culture is more important to you than music. And that's kind of how I feel about Rancid and death metal and stuff. And I understand this thing about tarot. To circle back.
Daniel, patchouli.
Patchouli. I would probably hate it if I knew people who wore it all the time. It's not a scent that I want to smell all the time, but it's so evocative of like something so specific that when I smell it, it kind of like, I kind of like to have that memory of that. I don't know, like smells when they're very specific like that, I tend to like them because it jars me into a place in my mind that I couldn't access without that smell.
Isn't that the thing? Your olfactory memory is supposed to be your strongest memory.
Your
correct?
olfactory bulb. I was just looking this up recently.
Yeah.
It's right near the like emotion center of your brain.
Oh, that's a real thing? The spaghetti factory?
It's right next to the spaghetti factory in your brain.
Yes.
Jay
Amazing bread.
Jay Leno used to have a joke about going into a McDonald's, and he said the smell was like a smell tattoo. It just gets stuck in your nose.
Yeah.
That's what patchouli is like.
Yeah.
I'm giving it, sorry guys, I'm giving it an yes, please. I kind of like the smell. I don't encounter it. I don't encounter it very often, but I kind of like the smell.
Isn't the origin of patchouli, isn't it like the smell of when things would be shipped from India? They were packaged in something that patchouli, whatever. I don't even know what it is.
Wow.
And
I don't know.
so the smell got associated with India and this like exotic in quotes to people in the whatever in the Western world. And so it got adopted by people who wanted to like clothe themselves and wrap themselves in the exotic India. But it was just, to people from India, it's just like packing peanuts. It's just like, why would you want to smell like that?
Guess you guys are just all pretty provincial. Let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Skadoop doop.
It's time for Just Me or Everyone.
Lizzy, you said you had one?
I do, and it happened to me just this morning, and it happens to me every single day of my waking life. I cannot figure out how to get a brand new bottle of liquid soap started.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I can't figure out the pump on any
Which
bottle.
way to turn it, you mean? And like,
Yes, I can't break the seal.
Yeah.
And so every time I
You're
use
just
the
like
soap,
spinning, right?
I just unscrew it and put like the straw part on my
Right.
hands and just drip soap on myself. I can't figure out. I can't.
This is not just you.
Okay.
I was trying to open up a shampoo that had a pump bottle the other day, and it took me so long. And then we had another. It was Costco shampoo. It was Kirkland shampoo, which people say is actually Pureology. I don't know if that's true. But there was one in the kids' room, and I had to go in there and look at it to inspect, like, which ring is supposed to stay still and which one's supposed to open. There are, however, certain pumps where it's just like you turn it
What?
you just
Counter-
counterclockwise, like 45 degrees, and then it's just open, and then you turn it the other way and it locks. Those are very preferable. But yes, the ones you're talking about where you have to spin it and spin it and spin it, and eventually it just decides to open up, impossible.
I don't want to live with this anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I should just get the one that on the wall. I should just.
That's a great
I
way
like
to go.
those. That would
Hotel
go-
aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Hotel aesthetic.
The fates are directing you towards
That
a hotel
is so
lifestyle.
true.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. I love that tie-in. Also connected to this, while we were talking about patchouli, I was thinking, I've also developed, and this I feel that might be a sign of aging. Did that trigger something?
I felt like I heard a tiny little whine.
I heard a weird noise, but
Oh.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Rosé all day. Rose scented. That was you.
What?
It was Greg.
Are you
went-
wheezing? Are you wheezing and moaning?
I am not. Not intentionally.
Okay.
You squeaked a little.
I did squeak.
That time, yes. I know, because I'm like, is it a nose whistle?
Oh my God, maybe somewhere a soap bottle was opening.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
Anyway,
I'm with you.
I'm now beginning to appreciate rose scented fragrance.
Really?
I never did. Mario Badescu body wash. I just tried in rose. It's one of the most enticing scents.
This
I can't believe it.
Well,
is earth shattering. I don't care for rose scented products. Kim K loves anything rose scented.
Really?
Is a factoid that has lodged in my brain, and I don't want it there. But yeah, in general, I don't like rose scented stuff. But maybe I'll have a change of heart like you.
The rose game has changed. Also, we talked about this on another episode that for my podcast, I got a job at Victoria's Secret.
Oh yeah.
Before I left, we had a choice between two scents. One was called Bear and one was called Bear Rose, meaning it had a tinge of rose in it. I could not stop smelling the rose.
You had a
The
choice
Bear
like
Rose.
to leave with?
Yeah, we could, or once a month you would get like gratis. And so we could choose an item. And I got the Bear Rose. And I'm just
You love it?
continuing to surprise myself with this revelation. Yes.
Wow, maybe I should sniff again if
Yes.
the rose game has changed.
Yes.
I do need to know, how was your leaving Victoria's Secret? Did they throw you a party? Do they miss you? Do
No.
you miss them?
So I was Associate of the Month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up on the wall. And I just had kind of a breakdown where my whole self caved in. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. It just happened in one day. So I put in my 2 weeks and I took some days off and they still continued to schedule me.
Oh.
So I went in and I said, I put in my 2 weeks. I'm not even supposed to be here today. And the nicest manager who works there, who's a guy, I'll call him Marvin, was like, it's okay. He goes, just go home. And then before I left, so if you're just learning about this now, they thought I was a ghostwriter. I
Elizabeth,
lied
the ghostwriter.
about my identity. I was a ghostwriter, and I went by my full name, Elizabeth, so that people wouldn't listen to my podcast or anything and find out I was working there as kind of an experiment. So when on my way out, he goes, "Oh, wait, let me get your Instagram."
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
And my heart was like, gung, 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 gung. And I said, actually, I go, let me just give you my phone number. So I gave him my phone number, and that was and scene. And then when I got home, one of the girls who worked there asked if I could loan her $50. Texted me, "Hey, I heard you quit today." I did. Can I borrow $50?
What?
What? That's
fuck?
weird.
I think they all thought this is just like an older lady who's working here for the discount. She's probably married. Like,
Did you answer her? What'd you say?
I said, "I'm sorry, I can't." Because, and I say this because I know she has a supportive family. And once I met her mom, she came in with giant chandelier earrings and big,
Tits.
yeah. And I was just
The
thought,
size of her breasts indicated that she was well off.
they were stuffed
She
with
keeps money in there, yeah.
But I just thought, your mom can help you out with this. You don't need to be
Yeah.
asking.
I've seen your mom's boobs. You guys have plenty of money.
Yes.
Would you think her boobs, was it a boob job?
Possibly. Like, there was just something about her that was like, okay, they're well off.
Yeah.
I got the sense that if she needed something and she was really in a bad situation,
Her mom could sell her boobs.
her mother could sell.
I've seen your mom's boobs.
But
I know what they
you-
command
I
on the
know
open
that-
market.
You can like size breasts
And
from
they
looking
only
at them and
appreciate
stuff.
that.
Can you assess my financial wealth by looking at my chest?
Oh. I'd say upper middle.
Thank you.
I'd say upper
No,
middle.
so this person thought that you would loan her 50 and that then she would see you again to pay you back.
No, I think
Yeah.
That I mean,
She knew she
the
wasn't going
request
to.
implies you just give her $50.
Yes. I would say this
Jeez
is the
Louise.
girl who would ask me to go to Potato Corner with her on the lunch breaks. So she'd be like, "Elizabeth, do you want to go to Potato Corner today?"
is there actually a place called Potato Corner?
Yes.
What is it?
And now I can say which mall I worked at.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a relief.
Mm.
I was
come
working
clean.
45 minutes from my home at the Santa Anita Mall.
Where Tony and his girlfriend ran into Lizzy.
Yeah. A couple people.
Yeah,
At
that
Victoria's
mall.
Secret?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It only happened a couple times. A couple people came to visit.
Were you
Yeah.
there as like performance art, or did you need the job?
I did a podcast where they were crowdsourcing my life every
Oh,
week.
that's right. I remember that. Okay, but I don't think I
Yeah.
followed it all the way through to this portion
Oh,
of it.
okay.
But I do
So
recall this.
They voted for me to get a job there on Black Friday. I mean, I wasn't really working. So, I mean, I guess, yeah.
The
I mean,
paychecks were real.
the paychecks were real. Uh-huh.
And what
I
was
got a
like the most
few-
common thing? Like Victoria's Secret to me is a guy comes in and is like, I want to get something for my wife that she'll like. But that's what it is, right? It's husbands and boyfriends, right?
It's mostly women, actually.
Is it mostly women?
Yeah, it's mostly women. During the holidays, I did experience a lot of like nervous, shaky men picking out very strange items that I was like, okay.
Yeah, it strikes me as a place where like the number one thing you would say is, I think your wife will hate that. I think your wife will hate that, right? I think your wife hates you. What are you
Well,
doing here?
There was one guy who I realized was buying something just because he figured out how it worked. Like a train set. He'd be like, hold on. So this connects to this. And then this here, I've got to get this.
I've got to get it.
Because you learned.
What was it? Something that was like strappy and had
Yeah,
various...
it was like garter
Got
with
it.
like thigh high.
I mean, they are
Yeah.
confusing.
They're
But
contraptions.
Finally, his wife will have something he knows how to use.
Yeah,
Like, we're the thing that I gave you.
Yeah.
Greg, do you have it just me or everyone?
Yeah, but now it's recycled. You said you used it already.
No, but
Yeah, but I feel
Nobody
like we haven't used it
remembers.
with this crowd.
My just me or everyone is, do you ever walk by restaurants that are uncrowded or empty and feel severe stress or anxiety for the people who own and work at the restaurant? This is a very strong one for me. And in particular, I attach a narrative to the people I see inside of the restaurant. I walk by and I'm like, okay, his father came here from Egypt 60 years ago, and it was the family business, and like this food is really important to them, but they can't like convince the community that they should be eating this type of food because it feels a little too ethnic for them, and they're like, they really need business to pick up here. One of the kids who will be like the first kid to ever go off to college is just about to go off to college, and like, why is nobody in this restaurant? And how can I do this over and over and over and over again?
I'll say sometimes I will go into a restaurant like this, and when I sit down and order very quickly I'll figure out why there's no one in there.
Mm.
It takes forever to get your food. There's no communication. You put your order in, it never comes. There's a weird smell. There's no one in there, but the table is sticky.
Yeah. They're not, sometimes there is a reason for it. Probably often there's a reason for it. But nonetheless, I feel like lingering. I'll think about people that I saw sitting in restaurants waiting for customers for like weeks.
Yeah.
And weeks and weeks and weeks. And I think statistically, a restaurant is the lowest success rate business you can
So
open.
hard to, yeah.
Anyway, just me or everyone.
Yeah. Well, what would you do do you ever have business ideas for them that you're like, God, I just want to tell them if they change their sign?
I don't, but I do oftentimes eat at like particularly ethnic restaurants in Los Angeles where I'm like, everybody should be at this restaurant. It's remarkable. And there were those stories about Jonathan Gold would like discover a restaurant and the people would be like on the verge of bankruptcy and like a week later. And I'm sure Chrissy Teigen has done this with taco joints or whatever. But like, I do occasionally think like, how can I help bring people to this? There's a woman around the Mar Vista, interesting trivia, very heavily Oaxacan.
Yes.
Like intense
Yes.
Oaxacan enclave there.
You knew this?
I did know this. Yeah.
And there is a woman around the corner from us who sells mole tamales that are as
amazing.
good as any tamale I've ever had outside of Mexico. They're world class. And I do sometimes think like, how could I get 1,000 people to come eat this tamale? I don't do it, but I think about it.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
This woman is outside of like a MMA place on Grandview in Mar Vista, and her tamales are remarkable. Her name is Roberta. But I have real anxiety about like their restaurants failing.
I do that with businesses in general. If I'm walking by and I'll see a little boutique or something and there's just nobody in there, every time I see that, and especially if I walk by the same place and repeatedly notice nobody's there, I just go, oof, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I just feel bad for you. Because it's just got to be the worst. Just be sitting in a retail store and just trying to draw people in with your mind or something, get people in.
Your rent is ticking in your head.
Yeah.
You're looking at all the merchandise, especially with a restaurant, though, because the food you have to put it in the garbage. And maybe it's because I'm so like food centric or
That's
whatever.
a good restaurant to eat out of the garbage.
Eat out of the garbage.
There.
I have a just mirror.
That was like an 80s theme restaurant in New York,
Totally.
I have a just mirror everyone. Okay, who here is familiar with Paula's Choice? I know that you are.
It's a brand.
Greg,
Is it
because
makeup?
yeah, it's skincare stuff.
Okay. Oh, yes, I am familiar
Yeah,
with it.
because your wife's into it. Have you heard of Paula's Choice?
No.
Okay, so there's this. Originally, Paula's Choice, I think, Paula something was a website where she went into like very intricate scientific reviews of different skincare items that you could buy. And she would say like whether the claims are bullshit or whether it's real, and like whether it's actually good for your skin and what it does and stuff like that. Greg's wife, is Ayala still into
She
all
is
this
not.
stuff?
She is not.
Really?
Yeah.
Child came along and then she let it go?
I couldn't even begin. The skincare thing is, it feels very niche to me. Like there's a specific there's one brand that she's really into, but I can't remember. what it is.
SkinCeuticals. Skin Medica.
No, it's not.
Okay. Does she still
was
have
like,
Does she still have a family of tweezer men?
Yes. Yeah. But tweezermen last forever.
They
Those
do.
are good
Tweezermen
tweezers.
last forever. Yeah. So she still has a lot of the
Who
same
can
tweezers.
hold on to a tweezer?
I can't.
I mean,
I leave mine at the laundromat weekly.
Does she still straighten her hair?
I don't know. Yes. I don't know. Yes.
Do you still abuse
boy.
her shampoo in the shower?
Yeah, but oftentimes like real like cheap shampoo shows
Oh.
up. We have 2 showers now
Mhm.
because we moved on up. So I have like my own shampoo, but when I use the other shower, I'm warned, please don't touch that one shampoo.
Okay, so anyway, Paula's Choice I believe was this website, and now she sells skincare, and it's got like a real following. But I saw a picture of Paula's Choice the other day.
terrible
and
skin.
I realized the entire time I've been aware of it, I've been picturing Paula Deen. That's the Paula I've been picturing.
Wow.
It's all like butter based.
You thought that's what she
Lard.
looked like, or you thought that was her?
No, I knew it wasn't Paula Deen, and I don't think that I ever actually consciously was like, Paula of Paula's Choice looks exactly like Paula Deen. But whenever I think of, up until seeing her picture, whenever I would think of think of Paula's Choice, I pictured Paula Deen.
Okay, because I think Sophie's Choice.
Yeah.
Right.
Is Paula Deen? She lives, right?
I believe she's among us
She
still,
lives,
yeah.
yeah.
I think
But,
so,
but she
yeah.
did something. She got canceled.
Yes, she did. And was it...
Oh, she said some racist things.
Didn't she also like
Wasn't her
host something at a
son-
former
I think her
plantation?
son was it a plantation thing? I don't know. I feel like her son was involved in something. Or,
It was something involving a plantation.
Mm.
Anyway, Paula of Paula's Choice does not look at all like Paula Deen. She has dark hair. She's snatched and
She's
wears
what?
makeup. Oh, could you find the Jackie Johnson Snatched drop?
What does that mean?
Okay, just hang on. It would be in the Tony drop stuff. Snatched just means like taut.
like or like on fleek.
Yes.
But I think it specifically means like
Your face is
You're
snatched.
lifted.
like taut. Yeah,
You're
like
lifted
lifted and
a
taut.
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
But
it meant
in an
like looking
appealing
good
way.
though.
And
Like looking,
also
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Snatched.
like snatched.
Snatched.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't have any issues with an anus ride.
Good enough.
With a what?
With an anus ride. No, we have one of her going like snatched, like snatched.
Sorry, it's gonna take me a while.
That's okay. Do you have one, Daniel? And it's okay. if you
Just
don't.
me or everyone?
So, but that
Yeah.
bothers you.
No, it doesn't bother me. I just
Oh,
want to know if
does
I'm
everyone
am
picture
I the
Paula
only
Deen?
one who's picturing Paula Deen when they hear Paula's Choice? That's what
There
I
aren't
want
a lot
to
of
know.
other Paulas out there.
I know there's really not.
You wouldn't picture Paula Poundstone.
Oh, yeah,
You
Paula
wouldn't really- You wouldn't really
Poundstone.
associate her with skincare.
No.
Not that she has bad skin. It just doesn't
Right.
seem like it would be her thing.
Who are
Well,
the
she
other
covers
famous?
her neck with a necktie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Who are the other famous Paulas?
Poroskova? Oh, no, that's
Paulina.
Paulina.
Yeah.
Abdul.
Paula
Abdul.
Abdul, yes.
Abdul.
I don't think of her as a Paula.
Mm.
I mean, I know she is one, but I don't
She-
think of her as
By the
one.
way, she is still dancing.
I know.
It's amazing.
God bless her.
Good for her. What's her secret?
Yeah. What is it?
There are so many people I went to high school with who I feel like could have become like Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
Really?
I just felt like all the girls in my high school were like, I dance.
Yeah, mine too, actually. My high school had like a lot of girls who were really into dance.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Did your school have what we had, which was there was cheer and then there was also song? And I'm not
Yes.
sure what the difference is.
I think that's
Song
what it
was more dance, I think, but then
Yeah.
there was also dance.
Yeah, the song girls or the song they would do dances.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
At pep rallies.
Snatched. It just means like, just
There you go.
Worth it. Okay. Do you guys have a hey, go fuck yourself?
Oh, yeah, I wrote some down.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Oh
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Tough cooking guys.
Mm.
Do you know these guys?
Mm.
Tough cooking guys. The guys who were like, no, fucking get some butter now.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
fucking throw a fucking pork on there. Tough cooking guys with big tough cooking guys.
Mhm.
Go fuck yourself to tough
Hey,
cooking guys.
hey, go fuck yourself.
The nexus of like conservatism and seed oils. Do you know anything about this?
I feel is it like Huberman Lab?
I don't know what that is, but there's this whole thing of people who are like really convinced that like seed oils are some sort of like a demon thing to put in your body.
Oh, bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh.
That like
Is
seed
this
oils.
is this kind of the result of the wellness community's migration over to the right, or is this
I
a
think
a
it might
religious
be,
thing?
but it's just like if you don't eat seed oils, like you just don't have Chinese food or Thai
Mhm.
food, or like you're just a xenophobic piece of shit.
Interesting.
You just eat like
Yeah.
you just seed oil
But
people.
what could possibly be evil about seed oil?
I don't know. Ask somebody. But if you go online and you look up seed oils, it's all these people that are like, seed oil is the devil. And it's not. Just don't eat too much food.
Hey, hey, go fuck
I
yourself.
went to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago where at the takeout window, after you ordered, they said, how much would you like to tip?
Mm.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah.
This is fucking crazy.
Was this on the screen or did they say
No,
it?
dude. Sorry, I don't mean to modulate Chef Jeff. I apologize. But they ask you to your face.
Oh,
That's
that's
wild.
uncomfortable.
How much do you want
That's
to
so
tip?
funny. I have a thing about that now in my act where I talk about they turn it toward you and you see your own reflection. But I don't like when it says 20. This is what 15% means.
Mhm. You don't like that?
I am not saying that. You're saying that. I'm not saying 25%. Wow. 25% might be I made extra money this week. That's
Right.
what I might be saying was
Right.
25%. I hate the language that they put in your mouth attached to the tipping.
Wait, sorry. How do you mean?
So
what do you mean?
if it says like 10% fair.
Oh,
15.
I have
good.
never seen that.
20%. Great.
It's common.
25. Wow. You probably just haven't looked. Like,
I've seen
It's
it'll be
always-
like 15% and then it says what that is, but I haven't seen that it
Oh.
has like words attached.
oh, really?
That is diabolical. That's a
Also,
seed oil
like if
right
I'm on
there.
a limited budget, 15% might be the best I can do, and might be
Yes.
wow.
Yeah.
That might be wow, and I can't give you more. Like,
Wait, is
fuck
that
you.
automatic that the touch screens now have words attached?
It just
have a
says
value
it
judgment?
next a guide.
Not
How
all
annoying.
of them. Many of them do. Many
Just
of
to
them.
let you
Oh,
know,
I hate that.
This is what this means.
I hate that.
I don't. I think a
hate
lot
it.
of.
Really
By
hate
the way,
that.
I think a lot of like service people don't like it either. It's awkward for them too. Like this is not something they chose. It's like a company.
Oh,
thing.
they chose it.
No, I think it's uncomfortable for everyone involved.
Yeah.
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 Except that thing you just talked about.
This
No, that's
is a
fucked up.
next level of crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I said 0. That's what I did.
I'm
sorry, I don't feel like having a conversation right now.
I did it because I was so like the process to me, and honestly, the
Right.
service wasn't that great, but
But it was
and
takeout, you said.
it was takeout.
Yeah.
And I'm a generous tipper.
Yeah.
I am like a beyond. I tip to the extent where my wife is like, "Why did you do that? That was insane."
Sure.
But in this particular instance, there was such a smugness and presumption in the delivery.
Entitled.
Wild.
Yeah, that I was just like, nope, sorry.
What-
Next time, don't ask. I'll give you 25%.
Yeah.
Typically, what do you tip on
Takeout.
takeout?
I tip like 20 or 25%. And I don't judge anybody who tips more or less. I don't give a shit.
Mm.
But usually, I feel like if I have $8 to spend on a fucking cup of coffee,
Yeah.
then I'm a big enough asshole to give you $2 extra or whatever.
I enjoy when the bill is actually very small, so then you can tip a large amount and be like, look at me.
I feel like on breakfast you should always way over tip because breakfast is cheap and they put in just as much work and they're getting $4. Whereas you do dinner, same amount of work and they're getting $30. Like fuck that.
It is
Tip well
challenging
on
to
breakfast.
open wine. I was demoted actually from bartender to dishwasher
Because
for
you
that
couldn't
very
open wine?
reason. I spilled all over the owner's mother at the opening of her restaurant, and they were
Oh my
like,
God.
"How would you feel about dishwashing?"
Oh my
I want to
God.
say, as far as the like checkout thing related, you know, when you go to the grocery store or something like, or at CVS, and they'll ask if you want to donate to
Yeah.
some cause, like, do you want to starving
Right.
puppies? You know, and it's like you feel like I'm killing a dog by saying no.
Right.
Just understand that what that is it's a way for them to get tax exemption. They use the
Oh.
corporation is using that donation as their own charitable donation
Are you sure?
to reduce their tax burden. Yes.
You're 100% sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So don't feel guilty. If you want
Wow.
to give, but you don't have to do it through their means. You're
Right.
just helping the company.
And by the way, the
That's-
credit card company gets a piece of that too.
yeah, it's fucking scam.
Yeah.
I skip that shit every time. I feel no need to be charitable. At
So
like
don't
Walmarts
feel
or whatever,
guilty.
yeah.
How do you feel about this? Is something that really bothers me. If I say, "Oh, sorry, let me grab my debit card," someone goes, "You're good." I don't like when someone goes, "You're good," when I haven't expressed that I'm not
Right.
good. I've expressed no concern, and they go, "You're good."
Interesting.
Wait, in
I
what
don't-
context
I
would
don't
you be
actually-
grabbing your debit card? What do you mean? Can you contextualize this?
I don't have one
do
now.
I do
I
that
don't have
exact
one now.
one all the time though. Like where you go to pay for something in the reader and then it's like, please remove card, and you realize that you didn't remove it even though it was saying you're supposed to remove it. Is that what you mean?
I guess I don't like someone comforting or going, "No worries,"
Yeah.
when you haven't expressed a worry.
Right.
I haven't expressed
Yeah,
any
like,
stress.
Do I
haven't-
look like an anxious person to
I
you?
haven't said there's a problem,
Mhm.
but you're coming in it and going, "You're good."
Like it's
Or I'll get-
paternalizing.
Thanks for signing off on me. Thank you. I appreciate
It
it.
indicates that there was an issue where there wasn't.
I understand that.
Yeah, no worries! Exclamation point! But there are worries. See, it doesn't bother me. I think because I always
You are
just
always
want
worried.
someone
you
to
are
reassure
always
me.
anxious.
Greg, do you have more? You don't need to. I just feel like
No,
somebody-
let's get 'em.
I only have one more, and it's kind of stupid, but it's
Perfect.
mosquitoes, but also complaining about mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah, I can't agree with you
Well-
there 'cause I have to complain
Because
about
there's
them.
so many mosquitoes, I feel like complaining about mosquitoes has become like a thing.
I think
Yeah.
because it's new to people, everyone's just like, "What the fuck is with these mosquitoes?" I mean,
Yeah,
if
they're
we
extra
were
bad.
living in Mississippi, people would probably complain.
I will
less.
say I've lived in this city as long as I've been alive. This is most of my life. This is the heaviest mosquito season.
Yeah.
as
It's
long as
Well,
I've
yeah,
wild.
there
been
used to be none.
It is kind of wild.
it is wild.
But-
I've I've grown tired of discussing it.
Yeah, well, there's no new angle to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Just
been
like-
canvassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, mosquitoes suck. Oh, hot take.
Yeah.
You're really sticking it to those pro mosquito people.
Yes,
that are
please,
like,
or
I-
please,
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
I do like when you smash a mosquito and it's full of blood.
Well, because
I'm
then
always
it's like
upset by that.
you got
But I
someone
like
who
the idea
deserved
that
it.
they didn't like get what they wanted.
What, to
Like
enjoy the
before
blood?
like the blood was just in their gullet or whatever, and you got them right there before they
Wait.
like really got to enjoy it.
Is that not that?
I don't know if this is probably not rooted in any sort of
Wow.
science.
'Cause I'm-
That's very Game of Thrones.
Is it? But I like the idea that when the blood splashes and it's my blood, I like to see it on the wall.
How do you know it's your blood?
Well, that's the thing. I always wonder whose blood it is.
Well, who else's blood is it going to be?
Well,
It's
then
the thing
someone
is
in
your
your
house.
household.
It just bit you. It's,
I guess.
I assume.
I
it's
always-
my blood.
I assume it's
I don't have any
Owen's.
evidence that it's my blood.
I'm thinking about the scene where a lady, I can't remember her name. She's drinking. and
Lady
she's
Elaine?
Like, I didn't realize the poison would have that kind of effect. Where the older
Yeah, what was her
woman
name?
admits that she killed Joffrey. That's her.
I don't know what show you're talking about.
I
Never
Game
know,
of
watched it.
I know,
Thrones.
I know what you're
Never
talking
watched
about.
Okay.
I had to tap out before the red wedding. Even I couldn't
Was she
handle it. But
the Queen of Thorns or whatever they called her because she was
Yeah.
the
see, I assume when you smash it and there's blood that it has enjoyed the blood. Although maybe you're right, when it enjoys, quote unquote, enjoys the blood, then it like is no longer bright red in its body.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's always like you just had like a really good drink in your mouth, but you didn't get to like fully drink it, and then you smash the things. in
Maybe
the
it
blood.
spits it out.
Yeah, but I really don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I
guess
like
it's
to
a good
just
question.
I like to when they're but just slap them across their face and they spit it out.
Spit take, mosquito spit take.
You know, not kill them, but just get like that.
Yeah.
Drop it.
This has been delightful. I cannot thank you guys enough. I need to tell the listeners, if you have enjoyed what you're hearing, or even if you haven't, please leave us a review on iTunes, on Spotify, on wherever you listen. Click 5 stars, our favorite number. We read them on the show frequently. I'm sending out my newsletter again. I've sent out a couple recently, and to just overwhelming acclaim. AllisonRosen.substack.com. Follow me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. I am, like Greg, quietly on TikTok, but loudly, the Allison Rosen over there. YouTube.com/Allison Rosen. Please subscribe to me. Lizzy, where might we find you?
Yes. I have some shows coming up. First of all, I'm still doing tarot readings for the public over Zoom. So if you would like one, go to my website, LizzyCooperman.com. I also have a bunch of shows coming up. Well, I'm in Santa Barbara actually this weekend. When does this?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Oh, this is Wednesday, and I'm in Santa Barbara. But on the 17th, I'm at UCB. I host a really fun show called Tasting Menu with Aparna Nancherla and Brent Weinbach. On the 25th, I'm doing Hot Tub, which is a really fun show in Los Angeles. And yeah, and then I'm in Portland at the end of November also. I'm just throwing that out there. Come see me.
Wonderful. Hell dog.
I really have nothing to promote.
All right.
Lobsters.
Yeah.
You're quietly on TikTok. So if you can find Greg on TikTok.
Oh, you'll never find me on TikTok. I am on Instagram.
What was TikTok the app that you were using to do like lip syncing, or was that
Yeah, when
another
it was still
one?
Musical.ly.
When it was still music?
Oh, that was TikTok?
Yeah, Musical.ly
I didn't
became
know that.
TikTok.
Ah.
Yeah, fun
Get
fact.
out.
Can you
Yes.
follow me on TikTok? Because I just started
Sure.
posting clips because I'm trying to become a draw when I travel.
Are you Lizzy Cooperman on
Lizzy
TikTok?
Cooperman, LizzyCooperman, and I'm on Instagram. And guess what? I love Threads also.
Look at
Follow
that. Look at
Lizzy
you.
on
Look
Threads.
at you
Enjoying-
loving
it feels
Threads.
so pure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Daniel?
Well, you can find me at Instagram and Threads and TikTok at Daniel Quantz. I don't know what floats your boat. Sometimes,
Dequants on the snappy.
sometimes I'm doing stuff.
God.
Sometimes I'm not. Who knows?
Wonderful. And Jeff?
I don't have any plugs this week because all of my restaurants went out of business, but I'm obsessed with winning the Powerball. So I just wanted to let everybody know Lizzy's partly psychic, so she can back me up on this. Your lucky number, people. I'll wait while you get a pencil. Your lucky number is 4. Greg, can you back me up on this?
4 avocados.
We know that, but do you have any other further information?
I have 4 inline, non-impacted wisdom teeth.
Okay, so It's confirmed. And so if you go to the store to buy some biscuits, buy 4 of them.
My dad once ate my sister's biscuit on her period.
Okay.
Look at Lizzie's face. It's
Greg, do you have anything else to say to shock Lizzie before we go?
I'm thinking about my mom and being inside of her. I like men who look young and are hairless and nubile. Just nubile is the best word. That's fairly bananas. Boner sandwich.
All right.
Oh my gosh. You guys, thank you so much. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show?